What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we're back here today at the Nerd Castle taking another look at Oregon Trail. This is our 4th episode, and we had stopped off at the strip club, which I think is somewhere in Texas. Let's take a look and see where our little Indiana Jones line ends here, but I'm pretty sure it's right here. I don't think we've hit... Did we hit Dallas yet? Yeah, we haven't hit Dallas yet. Or no, Dallas, right. God, just gotta get my bearings. So we're going into New Mexico right now, I guess. So we're gonna go New Mexico, through Arizona, up and around through Nevada and all that, and then kind of take care of business up here. Although this might be more Colorado, Utah-y. Anyways, this isn't a geography lesson. We need to repair our station wagon, so let's do that first and foremost. It's looking a little beat up, so we'll spend an hour repairing because we need to scavenge anyways. We can't do it in the middle of the night. Batman was bit by zombies. I forgot about that. Well, that sucks for Batman. I'm gonna try and keep Batman alive as long as possible, and we'll just see what kind of crazy stuff happens from a zombie Batman. That would be nightmarish. I think they did a series like that back in the day. I remember when I was a kid, there was an ad in the back of one of my Batman comics where it was like Batman versus zombies or something like that. It's like one of the first times they ever did it too. It was like Undead in Gotham or something ridiculous. It was crazy. It was pretty wild. Ooh, and we failed. Well, I guess I can leave it at half health. I don't think we're going to come across anything too nasty, because at this location, the reason why I'm leaving that alone is because here in town, scrap is at a premium right now. If we sell scrap, we're going to make a fortune, so it's $3 a pop. I'm going to go through and sell 19 of it for now. I was going to sell more until I realized our car was busted, so there we go. And so we've got a little bit more cash on hand. Let's take a look and see what they're selling. They're selling food at twice the price that we've seen before. He's got guns on the wall, but unfortunately, I don't think any of that's for sale. Looks like he's got like a Garand up there, a revolver, and a shotgun, or maybe like a funky grenade launcher. I love it when grenade launchers go thunk, and they make that noise in games. I don't know why. It's really gratifying. Jobs, there's this guy here that wants us to kill some zombies outside of town for 2 batteries. An interesting proposition, but I don't really want to. Let's look at our supplies really quickly. We've got just about everything we would need to almost make it all the way to the West Coast. We're in pretty good situation here, except for medkits. Ammunition is a tad low. I would love to trade for some ammunition, but I just don't see it happening. No combat training available here. Zombie activities at medium. Let's scavenge a little bit. See if we can get a bit more scrap. I'm going to try and conserve my ammo as much as possible during the course of this play, because we are getting a tad lower on the spectrum of ammunition. I would prefer to have more ammunition. I like to have a little bit over 400. You guys know me, though. I'm a bit of a hoarder in that case, so I always feel uncomfortable if I don't have enough stuff to last like days and days and days and days and days. I think that zombie's going to have to go. I'm going to cut that a little wide. Did we get the money? Oh, we did. Good. So a little bit of extra cash never killed anybody. Well, unless you hire a hitman with it. And then, yes, you could definitely kill somebody with a little extra money. That would be the main stipulation you can make there. So 15 ounces of food, $20 and 10 scraps. So that's $30 we made, $50, and then a little bit of extra food. I'm going to try and limit this to a couple of scavenges in a row. We do need to rest for a while to get Batman up and running. He's not looking so good. He's looking a little green around the gills. And while I realize he's not much of the conversationalist to begin with, aside from shooting everybody in our party, he is kind of hilarious to have around. So I am going to try and keep him alive. Got a crawler coming in from that way, a big old food bag over on the other side, so I'm going to try and swoop-a-loop my way around. Oh god, I had a feeling that was going to happen. I had a distinct feeling that was going to be the resolution that I was going to come across. So let's see if we can get that food bag before it's too late. We're probably going to get pulled out. Oh, we made it. Loverly. 120 ounces of food, so I'll take that. It's not the scavenge that I wanted. Oh, zombie activity's back up to high, so we're probably going to want to sleep for the night now. So let's go to our party menu, and we're going to throw down with a little bit of rest. It's 9 o'clock, so midnight. Let's go with 8 hours, I guess. That'll put us right around 5 a.m., and we should be okay from there. So as soon as everybody's all nice and patched up, I don't know if I'm going to scavenge again tomorrow. I'd love to get a medkit. That's what I'm worried about right now. We could sit around and trade for a little bit and see if a medkit possibly comes down the pipe, but from what I've noticed, the AI is not so keen about giving away those medkits. They are not happy. They don't like to give them away any less than I like to give them away when I play Left 4 Dead. I am a medkit whore. I mean, I'll give them to somebody if they've been playing well, but there's nothing worse than somebody spending a medkit on somebody who's just terrible, especially when you're in realism. You know. I suppose, let's take a look at what the zombies are doing right now. Deadly activity. Alright, so let's see if we can trade for a little bit. I mean, we got a ton of mufflers and things of that nature, so maybe we can get away with a nice little trade here. Well, let's just be on our way, I think. Let's sell the rest of our scrap. We'll sell 10 scrap here, get a little bit of extra cash for when we roll into the next town. Got over $200, so that's enough to buy any of the nice things that we might want. And then we're going to go to Albuquerque. Albuquerque. And Superman has cholera. Lovely. The Man of Steel is being brought down by a bug. You try to drive through a flooded street, and it doesn't work. So our station wagon took a little bit of a hit there. It's not so bad. We've done a reasonable job keeping this thing running. A sandstorm has kicked up. We have to drive slowly. That sucks. You get events a lot more. If you're noticing how often events are popping up, events don't pop up this often when you play the game on normal. On difficult, they're definitely, I don't know if it's double, but it's about Batman has dysentery. Once again, my ass. It's basically Batman's rear end has just been taking a beating this entire trip. He is his proctologist is going to be very displeased with him. Superman's all nice and healed up. That's good. Batman's not going to be so well, though. He's going to be losing health like crazy, both due to the zombie bite and also because he's pooping himself like crazy. There's a tombstone in the distance. Will you get out and look? Sure, why not? He wanted to rest, but instead, brains. You discover one tire near the grave. Cool. I never get tired of that result. Did it. Batman broke his leg, so let's go ahead and stop the vehicle. God, Batman's incapacitated. Lovely. So we're going to stop the vehicle. Let's see if we can... There we go. I'm going to use a med kit on Batman, and then we're going to rest for a little bit. Let me check our supplies. Maybe we can scavenge out here. Yeah, let's do a couple scavenges while we're waiting. There's no point in not doing it since the zombies are low. There's not a whole lot of them around. Looks like we got snow on the ground. Snow in Albuquerque. Does it snow in Albuquerque? Albuquerque doesn't strike me as the snowiest of areas. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, though, but... You know, I have friends down in like Flagstaff and like Nutrioso and places like that, but that's by no means anywhere near Albuquerque. That's just Arizona, so. They're gonna make me spend ammo. I can tell already. There we go. So we got ourselves a little bit of extra food, something for the road. Maybe I'll triple rations for now. We do have a lot of food on hand. So maybe tripling the amount of food that we give to Batman and everybody else will help us stay safe. We found $50 and 120 ounces of food. As long as zombie activity remains low, I'm going to keep scavenging. For now, that's probably our best plan anyways. We're going to rest in a little bit after we get all this done. We got to make hay while the sun is shining. I love that saying, in case you guys haven't noticed. It's a great, great saying. I should probably, like, diversify, though. Probably find another thing that means, like, the same thing. Striking while the iron's hot is one, but I've used that, too. Eventually, you just run out of things to say. That's the problem with pumping out multiple episodes and, like, hundreds of videos later. Eventually, you just kind of run out of things to spew. I don't think they're going to spawn any more items for us, so we'll just try and keep ourselves immobile and healthy for the remainder of this whole thing. A little swatch of grass right there might give us some nice cover. $50 of 40 food. Alright, so as I said, it's medium now. Let's repair the car, actually. That's probably a good plan right now. So let's repair this bad boy up in case we run into that stupid reindeer event. And come on. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Nice and success. Great success. Great success. Alright, and so our station wagon's looking pretty good right now. Let's just rest, I guess. We will go to our party menu here, and let's rest for the remainder of the evening. I think it's like 10 o'clock or so. I wasn't really paying attention. We'll rest for 9 hours, because we got to get Batman tuned up anyways. We're not going to heal quite as much because we're not actually in a city. If you're in a city, you heal much, much better, but Batman is just... He's knocking on death's door right now. There's Guns N' Roses playing. Everybody's looking kind of teary. All those guns that Batman spent the entire trip shooting people with. We're thinking about doing like a 21-gun salute. The whole thing is just nasty. Zombie apocalypse, never fun. Never as fun as you expect it to be. And our final hour coming to a close there. Good. And so everybody's looking better. Gazer and Tommy have been amazing this entire trip. Batman and Superman have borne the brunt of all injuries. Don't know why, can't tell you why, but they do. I thought I said rest for 10 hours. Did I rest earlier than I thought I did? I must have. Well, might consider trading for a few hours. Somebody wants a battery for 5 fuel. Yeah, we'll take that. Excellent. And $26 for 35 food. No, thank you. We're going to keep on waiting because we got time to kill anyways. We can't literally leave until the zombie threat dies down a tad. I mean, I suppose we could keep resting and get Batman into even better, splendiferous health situation, but alas, no one to trade with. I think I will do that, actually. Let's go to our party manual, rest a few more hours. Give it like 4 more, just to make sure Batman's squared away. I don't want to triple rations just yet, but if we get desperate enough, we will. It's only costing us 10 food for a night to rest, or per hour to rest, so people in this game are really hungry. That's one thing that I've noted is 10 ounces of food every hour is a lot. That's a pretty good caloric intake. Oh, and Albuquerque was right there. We could have just rode it out a little bit further. We pick up a little roadkill on the ground, give us some more food. I think it was like 15 ounces maybe, just like a pound. You see the grave of some poor soul buried at the side of the road. Will you stop to look? Sure, why not? Here lies Nathan Wong. He's in this hole. If not, sorry, he eats your brain. Sorry if he eats your brain. Oh, that was unpleasant. What is going on there? I was dragging my mouse around, but he wasn't re-aiming. I don't know if maybe my battery's dying in my wireless mouse. Probably something I should have checked before I did this. Let's take a look at the damage. Not too bad. Just a little bit of extra damage. Probably should track down a med kit at this location, though. So let's go to town. Take a look at the job. So we have a normal difficulty for a tire, which I am going to take. We're going to deal with some thugs here, so we got to shoot them out of the windows as always. 1 down. Another one down there. I'm going to try to get this one in the front next, as soon as the rotation allows it. Unfortunately, with the 2 guys in the back covering him, that's going to be a little tough. A little early on that one. Early on that one, too. Oh, and I missed. There we go. Got him. So we survived the attack, as always, and we got 1 tire, which we can try and trade off at this location. Taking a look at the auto shop, what upgrade do they have? A solar panel. You can move slowly while out of fuel. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not going to bank on running out of fuel. I'm not going to assume that's going to happen because that's one of the first things I always fill up. See what we can buy here. We can get some ammunition. A lot of ammunition, actually. Let me check and make sure there's not any combat training, though. I do want to make sure we have combat training available. Anything? No. Okay. Rationing, I'm going to leave where it is. Scavenging, yeah, let's get some scavenging done. Let's see what we can get our hands on. We're low on scrap. We're low on a lot of the things we need to barter and trade. So I suppose we'll just try and grab everything we can. Got the doggy fight again. See if we can stay away from them long enough to survive. There we go. So let me grab the food here on the ground. I mean, that might be all we get on this run. I get the boss fights a lot. I get boss fights constantly. I got the achievement for the boss fight within like 10 minutes of starting my first game. It was pretty wild and crazy. Worst case scenario at this location, if we end up getting a ton of food from these scavenging trips, we can just trade it away anyways, but we got a big pile of scrap here, which is what I was looking for. I can't necessarily promise that the prices for scrap at this location are going to be competitive with those at other locations, but at the bare minimum, it's something. It's something. So at least you got a drop. That's all you can really hope for in a lot of these situations. Another big pile of scrap there. We got a little pile and a big pile. And that's what we wanted because our scrap pile was looking less than threatening. It was minuscule. So in case we need to make any types of repairs on the station wagon, we're going to want to need a lot of scrap on hand. And I'm thinking that since the price was pretty high at the strip club, it's probably going to be high here as well. 35 scrap and 100 ounces of food. Very, very nice. We're going to keep on keeping on. Like 1 or 2 more just to see where it lands us, because there are things at this spot that I want to buy. I want to buy all their ammo. I'd love to buy a big old fistful of medkits. I haven't seen any drop yet, even though we do have the medkit talent. Not having a lot of luck there, so even with the increased chance to drop, not benefiting us a whole lot. Probably money better spent elsewhere. And I know a lot of people tout it as one of the best abilities, but as of right now, not a lot of medikit help. We're gonna grab that last food bag. There we are, blip. $50 and 200 ounces of food. That leaves us at almost $400. We've got enough food. Let's go ahead and go back to the town and see what we can sell and trade for. So food is expensive and scrap is expensive, so that's all good. Staying here and farming out food is probably a pretty good idea. Let's sell 38 of it to see... There we go. So that'll increase our cash flow a little bit. What we'll do now is we'll sell the remainder of the scrap, 13 of that. There we go. And if I was... Well... Dangerous difficulty? No, not worth it. Let's buy out their ammo first and foremost, and we'll see where that leaves our cash. How much I scavenge is directly related on how much money I still have on hand after I do all this. So 3 med kits there. We can get ourselves patched up. I think fuel we're actually pretty good on. 19.75. So yeah, we're looking pretty good on fuel at the moment. Car's looking okay. It's not too beat up. Party's not looking too bad. Everybody's looking more or less in okay shape. And then I accidentally clicked that tab. I didn't mean to. So, on our way. I guess it was a... Batman has a broken arm. How did you break your arm in the back seat? Gymnastics. He's practicing his judo or something in the back seat and then breaks his arm. Nice going, idiot. Check engine light is on. Not a good sign. Never a good sign. We're gonna keep on keeping on, I think. Just to make a sprint to the next landmark. Batman was holding the map upside down. You go an hour out of the way. It's a left, I swear. God. Batman just messing with the plan. Gazer walks off to take a piss and comes back with a bite wound. You guys and your bite wounds when you're pissing. I mean, I guess you might panic when the zombies start coming, and then you kind of put your arm up to guard the Jimmy, because that would be my first reaction. I'd be kind of like a soccer player during a goal kick, where you just kind of you just kind of just cover yourself. You know what I mean? But let's. Oh, a bandit runs up and grabs Gazer. You're having a bad week, Gazer. You are having a bad week. But I will save you. I will save you because you've been a faithful member of the party, unlike that douchebag Batman who keeps getting himself blasted, shot, and injured. We should be able to get there pretty shortly. I'm going to try. I don't want to rest right now because it's going to take too long to get Batman up and into shape. I'd love to rest at the motel, though, if we can get there. The muffler falls off the station wagon. You replace it from the supplies. There's a lady with a gun on her leg, I think. I forget what movie that was from. I don't think I ever saw that one, actually. My Netflix experience. Don't think I ever saw that one. So they've got scrap, they've got fuel, they've got food, and they've got expensive med kits. Not really going to jump on any of those, to be honest. First and foremost, let's take a look at our party. Yeah, we need to rest for a little bit. So we can't really take any actions until everybody rests. So we're going to do a 9-hour rest. That should allow everybody to get completely and totally shored away. Get them feeling nice and dandy. We have 2 bite wounds now, which is going to make this whole thing a problem. I could execute either person. Just get rid of Batman and Gazer. But for the time being, I'm going to see what happens if we keep everybody infected and we just kind of make a run for it because it's not a situation I'm familiar with. So I'd like to learn what kind of happens if you keep infected people around for too long. Just like first-hand experience, I guess. Just kind of playing with the system and seeing what it'll spit out. So everybody's health is looking mighty fine now. Everybody's pretty much looking nice and well-liquored and well-fed. We do need to get some food. So scavenging's at medium right now at 7 in the morning. Let's go ahead and refill our food supply because we only have 800 food. I'd like to have a little bit more. So there's 120 right there straight off the bat. So we only need 80 more to really have the 1,000 that I like to be comfortable with. If we end up being over the top there, I think we'll be alright. There's another bag, so there's the 240 we're pretty much taken care of. So let me just kite around the edges here. Oh, I don't think they're going to let me do that. What was up with that shot? He kind of does like a little cross the knee. Shooting with style, cross the knee. When he's walking downwards. God. And if any of you have Oregon Trail cards on Steam, I mean, I don't mean to pimp my channel like this, but if you guys want to trade for Oregon Trail cards, I have all kinds of Steam cards from the summer sale, so if you want to trade Oregon Trail cards for summer sale cards, I would very much like all the backgrounds and things that you get with the Oregon Trail playthrough. Let's scavenge a couple more times, maybe? I know I kind of bore you guys with these scavenging runs, but it is the best way to succeed at the game. All the failed attempts I've ever seen are people that just refuse to scavenge. They scavenge like 1 or 2 times every time they get to a location, then wander off, and then they wonder why they ran out of scrap later on down the line. We are going to have to get rid of him because he's cutting it a little close. And there's a big food bin, so that's fine. We'll take that one. And that's pretty much going to max us out. If we get a 3rd node, I hope it's anything but food. Because we're already not able to carry much more out of here. We don't have the backpack either. There's like a combat upgrade that allows you to carry a lot more food, like a backpack or a duffel bag or something like that. But alright, so that should do us for scavenging for now. Let's go back and see what we can trade. We've got a lot of tires and a lot of mufflers, so let's see if there's anybody that wants to trade at this location. We'll wait an hour or so, and if anything comes up, we'll see what happens. No one? So I said an hour or so, and so here's the so. 31 ammo for 1 battery. I don't have a battery, man. Willing to trade 1 battery for 6 scrap. No, not really. I don't want to trade on that one either. Let's go to town. Scrap is at $4 a pop, so let's sell off our 10 scrap, give ourselves a little bit of extra cash before we get to the next town. And then I'd also like to sell the remainder of our food, so we'll kind of sell 26 food here. We're doing a basic gathering quest, more or less. If you look at MMOs, that's what we've been up to. We've just been doing a gathering quest for these people. They're like, well, we're out of food, we're out of scrap, so go ahead and run out there and see if you can find anything for us. There's a job for 6 fuel with large numbers of zombies coming to attack. It's a defense mission. I don't think we're going to pull that one off without upgraded firing, so... Oh, there's faster reload right there. So maybe I'll take faster reload. There we are. And so with faster reload on hand, I don't feel like we have enough money to go to the next location, so actually we're going to end up scavenging a little bit longer just for sellables and for gold. Or for, not gold, sellables and cash for dollars. Well, I guess, well, the dollar hasn't been on the gold standard for quite some time. So I guess it's not the same thing. I was gonna say, $1's like the same thing as having gold. You have $1 worth of gold, but no, we haven't been on the gold standard for a while, so never mind. It's not really worth anything. Grab this $5 bill down here. I'm not an economist though, so I'm just talking completely and totally. That's the waiver. That is my standard edition waiver that I put anytime I try and sound, like I try and say anything that sounds vaguely educated or intellectual. Afterwards, you've always got to be like, but I'm talking out of my ass, so bear that in mind. Just wah, 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 wah. Just doing a little ventriloquism here. $25, 5 scrap. Not the best run, but we are going to keep on scavenging. It's something. We got like $45. Hey, that's what I like to see straight off the bat. 250 food from our first grab. Kind of stay moving here. And the next node's going to be that duct tape up top. You can never have enough duct tape. If you're looking down at the bottom right corner, our reload speed is insanely fast now. So we might be able to actually attempt that job to get the 6 fuel. That would give us, I think, enough fuel to make it all the way to the end of the game, assuming we don't run into any major issues where Batman, like, drops 13 fuel cans out the window or anything while he's playing around with his Zippo or something. I have no idea. We've had a lot of things go wrong, though, so I'm kind of learning to make allowances for all the horrible things that might happen while we're on the way. We've got low zombie activity. I want to make sure we leave town while the zombie activity is low as well, so I'll probably bail out of here. Oh, another boss fight. Funsies. Take a long sniper shot there, maybe kill off the dogs before they even get to us. Oh, and I thought that last shot was gonna hit. Little bugger juked me. There we go, so now he's gone. Get out of here, Fido, Cujo. Nobody wants you here, Beethoven. I always wanted a St. Bernard. I'm not a huge dog person, like I do like dogs, I grew up with dogs. I've always wanted a St. Bernard though. It's been one of those strange underlying desires since I was a kid. And it doesn't have to, I didn't really like the movie Beethoven when I was a kid. I think I saw it like once or twice. It wasn't my favorite film, but I've just always wanted a St. Bernard. I always wanted to put that barrel of whiskey around his throat too. That collar that they wear in all the cartoons where they run around with beer or whiskey or whatever it was that they put in that thing. I think I'm just gonna have a shootout this time around. Feeling a little bored with scavenging, so I'm just gonna start shooting everything that moves. That's way more entertaining, annihilating my foes. You too, Crawler. It's not bad enough that you're a crippled zombie. Now you have to be a dead zombie. There's bodies everywhere. Green and pink splatter. I wonder if this game runs in 32 colors. It actually looks like it sorta does. It might be 64 colors. I remember back in the day, with old Windows systems, So my first computer when I was younger, I had an Apple IIe when I was younger. I played an Apple IIe, I had games for that or whatever. But I seem to remember, I think Windows 95 was my first run. And back in those days, you could actually, it might have even been Windows 2.0, I'm not really positive. But back in those days, you didn't like switch your resolution, you would just like switch the color depth and things like that. Like resolution wasn't a really thing like anybody thought about back then. Just like, yeah, whatever. So we'll sell 26 of that food right there to get some more money. There we go. And then the remainder is going to go towards scrap. With 35 scrap sold, we should have a lot of cash on hand when we roll into the next location. So there we go, $500. I'm happy with that result. It's early enough in the day to where we don't have to worry about ridiculous, crazy stuff happening. I'm semi-tempted to attempt this job for the 6 fuel. So let's do it. Let's see if we can knock out a dangerous mission here. Because 6 fuel is going to be worth the bullet expenditure that we throw down in this mission. Just forgive me as I focus here for a moment on firing. I want to make sure we walk out of this one because the fuel... Why am I not hitting him? It's because he's coming at me at an angle, I bet. I'm like holding my breath and everything right now. I have like one eye closed. I've clenched my cheeks. My jawline has grown stern. I'm sweating slightly. I'm just kidding. It's not that dire. There we go. We survived the attack. So that was a dangerous raid, and we got 6 fuel out of it. So I think we're probably pretty good to leave, actually. Let's get the hell on out of here. A biker gang has followed us out of the settlement once again. These biker gangs are just like everywhere. I asked my old man about what his like motorcycle club does, and he said he's like a road captain, but he doesn't say like what a road captain does. It's like a rank. It's like on his armband or like on his arm patch thing when he rides around. I don't know. It's probably some super secretive business. Maybe he like leads the rides places. No idea. If you're in like a biker club or anything, let me know because I am at a loss. Aside from Sons of Anarchy, I don't know anything about bikers. That's right, buddy. See, if they were smart, they would just alternate between the two sides because there would be like no way to defend against that. But the bikers here, not so bright. They're post-apocalyptic bikers. I don't think they read very much. Arthur Conan Doyle is beyond them. So our car's health did not suffer at all there. We didn't take any hits. That's actually one of the easier mini games I've come across. Ooh, we're going to Vegas. All right. So hopefully by the time we land ourselves in Vegas, we should be ready to break off the episode. But for now, I'm just going to cross my fingers and really, really hope that we don't run into any problems. The zombie tries to attack Superman, but gets a handful of one tire instead. Well, we had a lot of tires, so I'm not really too stressed about that result. Hopefully in Las Vegas, they'll have some nice upgrades for our car, because as of right now, we haven't upgraded our vehicle very much. I'd love to get either some tires to go along that don't break. I'd love to get... We already have the Everlast battery or whatever it is that like never dies. Tommy Olsen was bitten by a zombie. God, you guys are killing me out there. I mean, I suppose the only reason I'm kind of talking trash is because I can't get bitten by a zombie. I kind of have species immunity there. I'm sort of the Dead Island exception to the rule. Gazer broke a leg. So aside from everybody being absurdly wounded and also zombie bit, Superman's the only one left over. God, a bandit steals 1 scrap from your car. That's not so bad. So now a large majority of our party has actually been wounded. Batman sits too hard on 1 tire and ruins it. So all of those run-ins with his ass have turned his ass into a ridiculous ass of steel, and he's just able to destroy things with it now. He's like butt-cheeking things to death. He can never do the cherry drop again. That's a drinking game he's not allowed to participate in. So it's deadly zombie activity. No scavenging. We're gonna need to repair the station wagon, so first things first, let's jump in and repair this bad boy. We'll put in a couple hours of repair, then we'll sleep for a couple hours. We'll start the next episode taking a look at the amenities that Las Vegas has for us. But for the time being, we're gonna fail at repairing our car. It's okay though, because we're trying to take like bits and bobs and turn them into actual useful pieces of machinery. And having had to do that before while soldering, I understand what a pain it is to try and jimmy rig something back together when you don't really have the parts you need. Definitely taking little bits of aluminum and trying to craft one yourself becomes a huge frustration and a problem. He ends up eating a lot of man hours though too. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck Chuck right now. We're gonna have to keep on repairing. We're gonna go through a large proportion or a large stockpile of our scraps if we keep failing like this. I don't like it, but it's something that we have to do. Oh. Okay, so statistically, starting to be a little Starting to be a little bit on the outlier end. We're not quite there yet. Like 2 more failures in a row and we'll definitely be an outlier. So there's one right there. So it's 4 fails in a row. God. There we go. Alright, so we're going to have to do some scavenging at this location, unfortunately. The last thing we're going to do for the day is we're going to get everybody rested. And while people are resting, let me check and see what hour it is, actually. Let's see here. It's 6 a.m., so we're going to rest until 12, I think. So we'll do 6 hours. There we go. And while we're resting, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Oregon Trail. Batman, Gazer, Tommy Olsen are all looking the worse for wear after this one, and it's all randomly generated. There's not a whole lot that I can do about that problem. Hopefully I'll keep everybody healed up and we can get them to our new home in Seattle or wherever it is on the East Coast. Or I'm sorry, the West Coast. I know my East from my West. I can navigate. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care out there, everybody, and I've got a big surprise for you in the next 2 days. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will see you there. Take care, everybody.